Good morning. Today is May 28th, 2023, and this is the Bitcoin weekly price forecast. At this point, it is the last Sunday in May. We're headed into the Memorial Day weekend, so it's looking like May is going to be a down month overall. Not looking like we're going to recover that high right here, but it is looking very promising in the last couple of days of May. It's been a pretty quiet month. It started off going down, but then continuously it started to go up towards the last couple of days of the month. So we'll kind of explore that a little bit. What do we say? So on the monthly chart, it looks like we basically did respect this 100 moving average, and we've been moving up ever since, looking like we could potentially come back down and test the 50 moving average. But I don't think that's going to happen at this point. It looks like we're going to continue on in this direction. So we'll see. On a weekly basis, again, we had all this movement here. We had this major movement in March following the whole bank collapse, Silicon Valley, all that type of stuff. And then, a rocket up and then a gradual pullback. This has been a pretty healthy pullback, I would say. And over the last 2 weeks, you really haven't done too much of anything right here. Not too much movement. If we go down to the daily chart, we take a look here. Again, we had this major spike up that's in March. And really, we've, again, had this consolidation zone for the past several months, actually, just like straight up accumulation. All the way through to the end of May, really. So we absolutely blew through the moving averages here, hit a high, and then came back down to test the 50 moving average. And then, we bounced off. And then, again, we broke that. We tested the 100 moving average again for the daily chart, and then, saw a small bounce and then came back again, bouncing off again. I think at this point we're seeing a reflection, and we're going to continue on with the upward direction because we've proven at least twice that we can break the 100 moving average and getting all the way down to the 200 moving average. Again, I've always said 25,000 is possible. It's absolutely possible for us to go down to the 200 moving average, but I just think there's a lot of different moves in the way that are gonna, keep us from going all the way down there. See where we're at. So again, this is your 4-hour chart. We can get this out the way. This is just basically showing your consolidation for the last couple months. Yeah, really since March. So almost 3 months at this point. No, a little over 2 months at this point. So with the 4-hour chart, what we're looking at is we've been coming down steadily over the past, week or so. This is since the beginning of May. Did really a lot of nothing in this range right here, just like a whole bunch of dancing around and not really getting anything done. But as we can see in the recent, we had this little breakdown, created like this double bottom here, which could prove to be interesting. So you have a double bottom right here, which could provide some type of liquidity. You probably have a whole bunch of sell orders in this area. Let's see this. Somewhere in that range. Yeah, like perfect double bottom right there. Liquidity. You have your liquidity grab right there. And then at this point, you tried to test that. We came back up. 50 moving average got broken pretty easily, and then we had the 100 moving average, and then you have your 200 moving average, which looks like we're gonna test right now, in the near future here. So there could be a rejection off of there before coming back up here, but again, like I said, it's looking like all this area is, in your worst case scenario, you're gonna end up down at 25,000. That my forecast really hasn't changed in the last couple of weeks. I think that's still very much so plausible. And I've always said like the ultimate goal is up here to get to 30,000 to break 30,000. So we've been dealing with that for the past several weeks. But it is something that we can almost look forward to. So I think it's going to happen sooner or later. We're gonna get there. The 1-hour chart is where you ultimately end up, right? Some type of semblance of where can we go from here. So again, this is Tuesday. Was that last week? Yeah, Tuesday of last week. We had this major push down, which, again, we had been consolidating for, if we zoom out here a little bit, we had been doing nothing. Like, this is a whole bunch of nothing for, really, what was it? That was 2 weeks. That was mid-May to really the end of May. And then starting last week, we had this push towards the beginning of last week, we had this push down, and I was like, okay, that could take us down to 25,000, but I wasn't sure. Just a potential that it could go there, right? We've been saying that for a while, but it formed that double bottom, and then it immediately reversed. So like it danced around for a couple hours here, and then finally we had this major push on Friday going into, it was actually Friday morning. You saw a major push to the upside, a little bit of testing of this 200 moving average. So it completely blew through the 50, the 100, and actually it didn't close above, but it did blow through the 200 moving average. And then finally we got some major closes above and got all the way back to recovering this area. So that is promising. That's very bullish on the on the lower time frame, I would say. But one thing that was interesting is like you had this formation here, right? So you had it's a head and shoulders really. So you had your head here, come back down here, and then like boom, you have this neckline that basically comes from right here. We broke that very easily, and we went all the way, up to this direction. So let's turn that yellow. That's fine. Yeah, so you had that ran all the way up to there. And really, how much of a move was that? That was 27,000. Yeah, we got up to about 27,000, up from 26,000. So yeah, over a $1,000 move in a couple hours. So that is promising. Leading into next week, I mean, it'll probably be quiet here, obviously, for Sunday and Monday with the holidays. Not as much movement, but I think with the close of the month, the last day of the month this month is Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember, but having that month close, like with this type of bullish momentum going into June, I think is promising. So overall, again, my forecast has not really changed. I think we still have potential. I mean, everything is possible, right? It's possible that we could go back down to, again, somewhere around 25,000. No, I want horizontal. There we go. Somewhere we could go down to about 25,000, somewhere in this range. Just because, again, I think that is the last stop before you go all the way up. There's a lot of bullish pressure here, and that it's only growing every day. Like it's getting more and more strong in this area, and as it kind of continues to hover up, right? I think the most realistic scenario is that we get up to, let's see, this is 30K. Yeah, this is 28K. I think you could, if this blows through and breaks this 200 moving average, you could, there's no real stopping it here. I think the next stop is going to be somewhere around like 28, 29,000, somewhere closer to 29,000. It'll kind of dance around here for a second and then make another move up to 20, right at almost 30,000 before, kind of retesting. So I think this should be an interesting week going into June. So that's basically all I have for right now. Yeah. So, I mean, again, this week we have two options, right? We can continue this upward movement that we've been projecting. We could go down to 25,000, or we could get up here to somewhere around 29,000 somewhere. So it may not all happen this week, but I think that's the direction that we're going. So I hope y'all have a good week and happy trading.